Hi guys, Dragon Warrior Reviews here, and today I'm just going to be sort of showing you what hot toys I am planning on getting in the future. I've done a video similar before. I wanted to do an updated video, just talking about what I'm thinking about, because there's a lot of hot toys, I was going to buy. As you know, in the figure previews, I say it a lot, but sometimes I'm going to get a figure and I never end up doing it. So just to warn you guys, sometimes in the figure previews or Black Series previews, any previews I do, I may say I'm going to buy something, but I may change my mind in the future and not get something, or I may say I'm not going to get something, but I do get something. So I have narrowed it down. I have a lot of hot toys I'm not getting anymore just because of space. So I'm just going to do a quick video here just showing you what hot toys I am still buying in the future. First of all, we have the Praetorian Guard from Mandalorian Season 3. So yes, actually, the time of me recording this video is actually on its way, so there will be a review on this figure very shortly, probably next week. So the reason why I'm getting this, I'm only getting one by the way, is because I just love the look of it. It's so unique. When I saw them on screen, I was like, wow, they look absolutely awesome. And red is really going to pop in my collection, and I think it's awesome. I love the robes, the red armor, and it's just going to look awesome next to Moff Gideon. So expect a review on this figure in the next few days, hopefully. Next is the Feral Predator from Prey. When I watched Prey, I really fell in love with this Predator. It looks awesome, the movie was awesome, and it just looks super cool. You get a cool display base, and this is actually, in my opinion, the perfect Predator for me, because I always, when I'm looking at Predator figures, I'm always thinking, would it look better on my display with the helmet on or helmet off? This is sort of a hybrid, because you have the helmet actually doesn't cover the entire face. You can still see its creepy mandibles, and the helmet is really awesome as well. So for me, I'm going to be displaying it with the helmet on because you can still see the creepy mandibles. But obviously there's still a lot the mask is hiding, but the mask just looks incredible. I cannot wait to get my hands on this figure. My only complaint with this figure really is the dreads are kind of like the old Hot Toys Predator dreads. They're not like the rubbery dreads which are just nice and they flow, they drape. These are just sort of rubbery dreads which sort of flare out a little bit. It's kind of cool. It's not the end of the world, but I would rather the dreads, for example, what I got in the Jungle Hunter Predator. But you know what? Not everything's perfect, and this figure looks awesome. Moff Gideon from Mandalorian Season 3 in his Mandalorian/Dark Trooper armor. Honestly, this head sculpt is really cool. The last Moff Gideon they did, the head sculpt wasn't the greatest in the world, but they've definitely nailed it, and I'm really excited to get this. The cape looks awesome, the armor is going to look nice and shiny, the helmet looks awesome, and most importantly to me, it's going to look really cool next to a Praetorian Guard. A lot of people aren't so hyped about this figure, and I've been a bit here and there about it. I've said I was going to get it, then I said I wasn't going to get it. This is probably one of those figures which are going to look a lot better in person than in the pictures, but I'm definitely going to get my hands on this figure because it just looks awesome. Now, the Ahsoka line was difficult for me because, I'm already getting quite a few figures from this line, and I was like, okay, before I was getting a lot more figures from this line. I was thinking about, I like most of the figures from the line. Pretty much every figure they've done, I absolutely love and would want, but I decided to, just choose a few from the line just because, so I have room collect other lines as well. So I decided to go with Chopper. I love Chopper. Absolutely an amazing droid. I love it in Star Wars Rebels. He's awesome. The personality on Astromechs aren't usually that good. R2-D2 is pretty cool, but he had a funny little laugh, his head tilts, and most importantly, he's got those arms. He's got so much personality for a Astromech, and he's definitely my favourite Astromech, and in fact could be my favourite droid in Star Wars history. And he's just awesome, man. I cannot wait to get my hands on him. And he's not going to take up too much space. I just think Chopper, for me, is a must-have. Sabine Wren. I love Mandalorians. Her armor is awesome. Loved her in Star Wars Rebels. And I'm super happy that they did this. It looks amazing. The head sculpt is great. It's not 100%, but it is great. You get a loaf cap with it. And her armor looks incredible. Awesome loaf cap. And yeah, as you can see, moving eyes. Every Hot Toy figure has moving eyes now. And I think it's just a must-have for me. Honestly, her and Chopper are going to look really good on display, in my opinion. And I think this figure, for me, is a must-have. Grand Admiral Thrawn. So I was actually going to get Shin and Balin and not Grand Admiral Thrawn. But I decided, Shin's head sculpt's not perfect. And to be fair, I like the characters in the show, but I don't really want the figures of them. I am waiting for an Acolyte line. We'll talk about that more at the end of the video. I'd rather get a couple of those figures. But Grand Admiral Thrawn is one of my favourite characters. he was awesome in Star Wars Rebels, and I just loved the character. And when we saw him in live action, I was super happy. And his head sculpt is perfect. He's actually going to be coming out fairly soon as well, and he is awesome. In my opinion, a must-have, because Thrawn is definitely one of my favorite sort of admirals or officers. He's just absolutely incredible, and obviously those awesome red eyes as well. Captain Enoch. So I was going to get a Stormtrooper or Night Trooper to go with Thrawn, but I decided not to. I feel like Captain Enoch looks more unique, and he is Thrawn's right-hand man in the show, so I thought, why not? I think it looks incredible. The more I look at it, I do really love the figure, and I think it's going to look great next to Thrawn. I wanted to get the Night Death Trooper as well, but the reason why that's not on this list, because it isn't guaranteed it's going to come out. It hasn't been put out for pre-order, so if that figure does come out, I will be buying it. And just while we're looking at this figure here, I just want to say that things may change on this list. I may change my mind about a few figures. I may even buy some figures which I didn't see on this list. I may like buy Shin and Balin, for example. You never know. I don't know. But for now, this is my list of what I want to buy. And yeah, look at Captain Enoch. I love the weathering on the armor and the cracks. It looks incredible. It's going to look amazing next to the Grand Admiral. Marok. An awesome looking character in the Ahsoka show. My favourite Inquisitor lightsaber design, that's why I bought a replica of it. And the helmet, the armour, everything looks absolutely awesome. And I am, without a doubt, going to get this figure. There's one thing with it which does bother me. If you look closely at his mask, where he meant to look out of, it's actually painted sort of the same colour, I think, as the helmet. You expect there to be a visor in there, and obviously if you can't see the eyes, you know it's too dark. It should be black. It should be painted black in there, like there's a visor, or it's too dark to see his eyes, in my opinion. But is that gonna stop me getting the figure? No, definitely not. I think this figure is amazing, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. And finally, the final figure on this list that I'm going to be picking up in the future is the 1989 Batman 2.0 figure. So, I'm not the biggest Batman fan, I really am not, but this suit I am a fan of. When I was a lot younger, we used to have the 1.0 of this, and I loved it, and I always wanted it back, you know, because obviously it wasn't mine, so I couldn't control if we sold it or not, but I'm glad I'm making a 2.0 version. It should be coming out very soon. Really soon, so I'm gonna definitely be grabbing this. And if you buy the deluxe one, you will get its awesome display base as well, which I'm gonna be doing. And this figure just looks amazing. Like, definitely a more unique figure out of the list for me, because obviously most of this list is Star Wars. There's only two figures which ain't Star Wars on this list, which is this figure and also the Pharaoh Predator. I love the addition of the 3 different mouth plates we get, including the one with the blood on it. I'm probably going to be using the normal one. Usually Batman does pull some weird expressions, man, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I think this figure looks awesome. The display base looks awesome, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this. When I watched, the first 2 movies, when I was younger, I loved the character, loved the suit, and in my opinion, there'll be no actor and no Batman suit which will ever beat this one. Am I going to get the blooming car as well? No, I've got no space for it. I've already got a die-cast sort of small version of his Batmobile. If you want to see a review on it, make sure to check it out on the channel. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that's been my list. Things may change. The only changes, I think, will be, like, if I add to the list, if you know what I mean. But I don't think I'm going to. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you are excited to see reviews on these figures when they eventually come out. Honestly, I'm really hoping to do an Acolyte line. Yes, the Acolyte show isn't the best show, but there's definitely 2 figures I want from that line. If they do the 2 figures, I'll let you know which figures I'm going to get from the line, if or when they reveal the figures, obviously in a figure preview. And yeah, I really hope they do. The characters are really awesome from the show. So yeah, make sure to subscribe and like if you are new. I'll catch you guys in the next video.